Now, ladies and gentlemen, starting today first is our keynote address. And it is just like yesterday, the formal inaugural of day 2 as well. And we are very delighted to call on stage. And please help me welcome with a big round of applause our honorable keynote speaker for day 2, Mr. Sanjay Kamath, Senior Vice President and Business Head, South Asia, Adrenalin Systems. A big round of applause to Sanjay ji. Sanjay ji, welcome to the stage. And looking forward to your auspicious presence to inaugurate the session.
Thank you so much. Very good morning, all. I think like he mentioned, yesterday was very insightful day for all of us. I enjoyed a lot interacting with a lot of industry experts and stalwarts here. So just to, is my presentation on? Yeah. So I think I would want to just continue from where I left yesterday. We discussed, I think there are a lot of new faces today. So one or two slides, I'll repeat it so that it falls in continuation of what we discussed yesterday. So we were all discussing in terms of how employee experience is going to be the key for various businesses for their growth path. So this was one such figure. I think this is, how many of you were there yesterday? Can you put your hands up, at least some exercise early morning as well? Oh, so there are quite a number of people who have been attending day 2 for the first time. Great. So just a quick question to the people who are in the room today. What does US dollar 8.8 trillion mean? Any guesses? Sir? Anyone who is new for this day? There's a very important fact, and it will help you introspect into your own business how employee engagement plays a great role. So this was a survey done by Gallup in 2023. This is a global productivity loss due to just disengaged employees. So now if you look at this 8.8 US dollar trillion is just about 9% of GDP of the global GDP. So you can understand. And India GDP is what? 3.42 as of yesterday. 3.42 US dollar trillion. So this is almost 3 times, okay? So the other facts which the survey also projected, which I think would be very much helpful for you to go back to your business and see how it is in your workplace. We saw in South Asian countries, only 33% of employees seems to be engaged. That means a fair amount of 66% is still, 67% is still not engaged. So we have something to think about and see how we can make this, because I think that's where the differentiator is. 59% quiet quitting is done by people who are not engaged at work at all, which is 59%, which is again a very staggering figure. And 18% of them, while quitting, they would definitely want to make the reasons felt to the HR on the terms why, because I think they also believe that the company can take that feedback and improve upon certain processes and certain aspects of business. So this was another slide which my colleague Nilesh yesterday had presented. So going by that, it is very important, and I think it is very factful of the fact that the employee experience is actually making the employee engagement, which makes that happen in workplaces. So this is very an interesting slide for you to also note. How can we do that? Now, there are certain stats, again, like the way I presented yesterday. There are certain more facts probably you'll find today. So if I look at the journey of a candidate experience as well, I mean, and from a business standpoint, if you correlate both these, on the recruitment side of stuff, 20% of your annual salary, recruitment cost is almost 20% of the annual salary of the employee. So that's how it is, and I think on an average, it seems it takes 60 days to hire. So from the recruitment process perspective also, I think when we look at how can we engage, so technically it is what, right, hire right person and at the fastest possible time. So time to hire is also very important. So if you can think of how we can look at, and we have certain suggestions as well on this. Now, when we look at an employee journey coming up next, you look at this stats and then you start to wonder, 47% of middle manager and junior employees tend to change companies. So the other way to look at it, these are the people generally not engaged at work. And I think when you talk about middle managers, these are your frontline guys also who are actually responsible for your business, right? We depend on this layer a lot. And if these guys are not engaged, that's a problem statement to address. Now, when you look from a data standpoint, or rather a talent standpoint, 12% employees feel a performance review is helpful. Okay, now again, if you introspect about this aspect also, the rest of the crowd is still not engaged at work, that means, in terms of performance. How much of belief that they have it in the system of performance appraisal? Are they being heard? Are their feedbacks being taken into the system back? And you engage them better. These are some insights probably at the respective workplaces. Probably we should see how we can better this statistics. And if you look from a data angle perspective, 71% business leaders feel data is important for business sustainability. So that means I think it's a very good insight that perhaps everyone feels that automation of people processes is required, because unless you have a data, you can't put a plan in front. So I think that also tells that the trend now is people are looking to automate. And now I think yesterday also we heard a lot of technologies and trends that we discussed, how AI, ML is going to coexist, and perhaps this will actually help business houses. So data, we get so much of data from various angles. Important part is how do we use this data, crunch this data, and put it back into business and see what will help you to grow. Yeah, so this was something. So looking from the same queue with Adrenalin Max 2.0 also, fortunately it falls in line with our philosophy as well in terms of instead of having experiences only in silos, it is very important that the entire journey of an employee has that unified experience and that they are engaged at work and they have a great employee experience. Whether it be in a candidate stage, when he comes as an employee on board, when you look from a talent pool perspective, and also from the key managers here who look at data crunching perspective. All this experience is what will actually help your businesses thrive further. So this is some area, and I think we also, from a design perspective, also look at how employee experiences can actually help. So this is something which, from a hire to rehire perspective, how as an engagement, right from candidate, employee, talent, and data perspective, this can be addressed. So these are all modular products, solutions by per se, and also giving you a unified platform. So this was covered yesterday, so I'll not get into this. So this is where we again come back saying that when this all has to happen, obviously the choice remains to see how we can have a unified platform. There are going to be heterogeneous systems also in your workplaces, how we can seamlessly integrate those, and how we can help that one person in your employee can have that one single experience across the platform of the choice that they have. So this is something I wanted to leave a thought on this. We have our exhibition area. You can actually go and have a look at the product as well. We have our consultants there who can actually help you. And mind you, I mean, if you have certain aspects of business that you want to talk, we'll be happy to help. We have our senior consultants also today on the exhibit area. I wish you a great day ahead. I'm sure the 4 panels that we have coming up are very insightful, and looking forward to interact with you during the networking session. Thank you so much.
Sanjay ji, I'll request you to kindly be on stage. And I would now like to call on stage Mr. Yashwant Chauhan, Chief Human Resource Officer from 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐴, to kindly do the honors of felicitating our keynote speaker. Thank you, Yashwant ji. Please come to the stage, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Sanjay Kamath, Senior Vice President and Business Head, South Asia from Adrenalin.hr Systems, opening the day 2 with his keynote address.